Hello, hello. This is Abhay Kumar. Actually, I am dealing with here SAS tutorials. SAS tutorials. One SAS. SAS is basically a statistical analysis of system. Basically, there are two steps in SAS professional. SAS is a company, SAS as well as the language. SAS. So we are going to SAS tutorial part. SAS tutorial parts, we have to start the basic knowledge of SAS. Basically, SAS is a software as well as the company, and we will discuss here about the SAS. SAS overview. SAS is a leader in the business analytics, innovative analytics. It is carrier to business intelligence, data management software and services. SAS transform data into insight which give you perspective of business. Unlike BI tools in the market, SAS take an extensive programming approach to data transformation and analysis rather than a purge, drag, drop and correct approach that makes it standard out from the crowded. It gives much more control over the data manipulation. Basically, when we have a data, we can manipulate it. SAS has very large number of components. There are lots of things in programming side and customized specific industry and data analysis tasks. SAS is basically statistical software of analysis. We have to set up the environment, that is SAS user. Basically, for student purpose, SAS University edition, we have to set up SAS University edition, which is good enough for learning SAS program. It provides all the features that you needed to learn in SAS programming, which is turns liable to learn any other SAS component. The process downloading and installing of SAS environment, SAS University edition is very straightforward. It is available in virtual machine which needs to be run on the virtual environment. You need to have a virtualization software already installed in your PC before you can run the SAS software. In this tutorial we will run using VMware and other kinds of virtual machine, virtual box also. So download from the SAS, from SAS University edition, and it can be done. There are for Windows Oracle VM VirtualBox, this, and OS Oracle VM VirtualBox, Linux for Oracle VM virtualization, this kind of approach. Simply we have to download all the files and then simply open this file in a VM. VM means VirtualBox or whatever the VMs you have. So we will start by learning user interface. That is user interface, this kind of interface. It can be present as an area. Here we can write all the codes and all the things, whatever you want. Here you can write it basically, and execute the command using, and there is a F2, and this is also clicking it, selecting it and clicking it, that it can be execute the SAS code. And primary execution of the program, that is prop print, the data set help. So we have to check the logs also. There is a code for log. We have to use it. We have to set up all the things and then we have to run it. So we have to go for the structure of the program. Structure means the SAS program involves first creating and reading the data set. first we have to go for the create the data set, and then we have to read it from the memory, and then we have to analyze all the tools we have to use. SAS program structure, basically the data step. First is data step. To create a data set becomes the source of data analysis. First we have to create a data set. Then we have to use the proc step. Proc step is basically analysis for the data from the data set. And then we proc step, and last step it is also generated some output. Proc step is also generated some outputs of what kind of a data you have to see. Every SAS program must have these steps to complete reading the input. All the program for analysis the data, giving output for analysis. Also run the statement, and each end of each of the step required to complete the execution of steps. So data step, there is a first step or data step. The step involves loading required data into SAS memory and identify variables and columns of the data set. It also captures the record, also called as observation and subject, observation and subject. In SAS syntax, basically data set, name of the data set. Basically first time data set name, we have to mention it and terminate in that line. After that we have to put the different variables, whatever the variables you have to mention that. So we can var1, var2, var3. There are 3 variables, 3 columns, we have to define it, and then we have to read from the card variable, basically new levels, data lines. We have to use data lines here, and new variable, create a new variable. Levels we have to create just like commented. So the example is here. Example data set name is stem. Input column name is first column name is id may be character or number. Dollar means we have to use character or number. Name may be, name is basically for character, so we have to put it into dollar. Salary is basically a numeric part, so we have to mention the salary. A department is basically a character part, so we have to mention the dollar at the end of this, and we have to terminate it. Commission, we have to create a new column. We have to create a new column, that is commission, and salary into 2.5. And label, we have to create a label. Label means employee ID, some kind of a label we have to create it, and commission equal to commission. There are 2 labels we have to create. And data lines is basically a card we can input from here, put it into that input. That is first is ID, ID is come, then name is come, and then we have to calculate the salary is here, and department is here. That's all the data reading from card. All data lines we have to use. The last, that is a termination of that data, and then we have to terminate and run it. Run, basically it can be close the execution. This is the first step of data set creation. So next video we have to calculate it. We have to create start from proc steps. Thank you.